when the saints go marching in.
Vox Fidei brings you into the inner life of the Word made flesh. Father Chris guides us in the lives of the saints in Saintly series.
Welcome to Saintly series. Today, 11th of November, we celebrate St. Martin of Tours. Martin was born into a pagan family to a military tribune who worked in Pannonia in Hungary. Few years after his birth, Martin's father was transferred to Pavia in Lombardy, and it was here that Martin joined the imperial court in Amiens at the age of 15. Although he desired to be a Christian, he was forced to follow in the paths of his father as a soldier, even though fighting contradicted his Christian beliefs. While he was posted to serve in Amiens in northern France, he met with a beggar on a cold winter night who was shivering outside the gates, uncladded, completely naked. Moved with compassion, Martin put a sword in the middle of his cloak and cut it into two halves. He used one to cover the beggar. Later that night, Martin saw a vision of Christ wearing the other half of the cloak, saying, "Martin, a catechumen, has clothed me with his garments." After this episode, Martin was baptized. Being baptized and identified as a soldier of Christ, Martin resigned the army and was charged with cowardice because, as a member of the imperial guard, it was an offense to resign. He was released shortly after his imprisonment, and he immediately submitted himself to St. Hilary of Pontius. St. Hilary welcomed him as a disciple and later even ordained Martin a priest. Martin again traveled to his homeland to visit his family, and on the way, he encountered robbers. Upon his visit, he encouraged his mother, his relatives, excluding his father, to embrace Christianity. He traveled later to Milan through northern Italy, and while in Milan, he gathered that St. Hilary had been exiled because of his hard stand against Arianism. He too, having been scourged in the past as a result of his anti-Arian preaching on the Dalmatian coast, chose to remain in Milan. Unfortunately for Martin, the bishop Ascensius was also an Arian bishop, so he was forced to retire to the island of the Gulf of Genoa until 360 AD, when Hilary returned from exile. He considered this period a time of solitude for him. Having been influenced by the monks of the Egyptian desert, he was fired by that style of life. Thanks to St. Hilary, who gave him a piece of land, Martin built the first monastery in Gaul with the help of others who wanted to join him at that time. In 10 years, he taught and preached in Gaul until he was called by the people of Tours to serve them as their bishop, a request that Martin declined. The people, determined to have Martin as their bishop, tricked him to Tours by saying, "Oh, there's someone there, a man who's very sick and needs your help." He was declared bishop while he was there. But this was not without opposition from bishops close by, who held issues with Martin based on his appearance, for they said to themselves, "Oh no, the way he appears is unsuitable for this office." To propagate Christianity, Martin sometimes would even hold to stringent and hard measures. An example of such times was when he destroyed pagan temples to erect chapels on the demolished sites, and this raised strong controversies. Along with St. Ambrose, Martin rejected Bishop Itertius' principles of putting heretics to death, as well as the intrusion of the emperor in such matters. He prevailed upon the emperor to spare the life of the heretic Priscillian. Martin died on the 8th of November 397 AD after contracting an illness. His body was buried in Tours 3 days later. Tours became one of Europe's most popular pilgrimage sites until the religious wars of the 16th century. His cloak, known as St. Martin's cloak, has since featured in art, in mosaics, in statues, in paintings. St. Martin of Tours lived an ideal Christian life. No wonder he is one of the most popular saints of the Middle Ages. He is celebrated more for the life he lived than for the way he died. The date of canonization is pre-congregation. He is the patron saint of soldiers, of winemakers, of tailors, of Western monasticism. The color of the day is white. What we offer the saints is veneration. Peace be with you. I am Father Chris, Vox Fidei.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Vox Fidei, God is in charge.